Nice. So Chad, so how was Thanksgiving, man?
Oh, Thanksgiving? You,
Yeah.
you mean the holiday that just passed?
Yeah, I'm talking about the holiday where you have no excuse to not get fatter than you
To
already
just
are.
pig out and eat? You
Just
mean
pig out and eat.
just stuff your face the whole damn day? And
And if
then
you're not stuffing your face, you're not American.
oh,
Yeah.
you definitely not.
You're ISIS. If you're not stuffing your face on Thanksgiving,
Oh
you're
no!
ISIS. So
You're ISIS.
my
Oh,
question
God,
to you,
dang.
Chad, was, were you ISIS?
No,
Or
no,
were
man.
you American?
I was American to the max, man. I ate
Nice.
so much stuff. It was insane. Like I was full the whole day. I was getting that what people in Hawaii here call the Kanak attack. You know, when you eat too
Ooh,
much.
the Kanak
I think like
attack.
the Spanish call it a siesta, something like that. But yeah, you just when you eat way too much, you just gotta sleep. You know. It
Or
just-
as some people would
everything-
say, you had food babies.
yeah, food baby. Exactly.
Oh, I didn't mean to that name.
um,
Misclick.
the food
How's-
babies
how's that
that came
how's
out.
Counter-Strike coming out.
Oh, nice. I'm sure the fans wanted to hear
Yeah,
that.
I know what you're saying. You know, your stomach gets so big, like you have a baby. You know.
Ah, I see.
I
So,
pretty much had that throughout the whole day. How was your Thanksgiving, Dark?
it was good. It was good. A lot of good food. We had like the traditionals and on the side stuff. But for the insight of our viewers, since all of them pretty much don't live in Hawaii, what
Yes.
would you have for Thanksgiving in Hawaii, Chad? If you had to answer that question. Oh, Chadu, what do you guys eat in Hawaii for Thanksgiving?
Oh my goodness.
You live on an island. There's no turkey there.
It's so weird because pretty much our family as well, we eat like all the traditional stuff, but we do have some like I guess for ours is our auntie comes over, she cooks like a lot of different stuff, so we had a bunch of like different variety like Asian stuff, I guess you'd say, like some salads and stuff. But I don't know what is a traditional Hawaii Thanksgiving thing. Is it spam? Is that what you're talking about?
Oh, no.
I
I actually had that
thought
one
this-
time.
I thought this year you're gonna freaking stuff your turkey with spam.
With
you know, and
spam? I was just
slow
trolling.
cook it to the max.
My parents would never allow that.
They're like, what is
They'd be like,
this?
hell no.
but what would you say, Dark? Then I'm curious.
Well, I know for us, I guess it must. I think it's like a Hawaii thing, but like you have the traditional, you have like that turkey, that ham, maybe like stuffings or something, and
Yeah.
then you bring out the local food, whether it's adobo or pancit
Ooh, oh, are you
or
freaking
poke.
serious?
Yeah,
Oh, man.
you have your
Oh, that's
you have your
true.
traditional section, which is like, oh look, it's Thanksgiving, and then no one touches, and then you have the real local food on the side that
That's
everyone
actually
eats.
true. We had like poke, like dang, I like ate so much I forget what I ate already.
Oh my
But
god.
it was just all day just eating and
Super scared now.
shoot, yeah, we had like poke. We had actually like my brother made like poke bombs, so that they're in like the
Holy tracking.
like the cone sushi type stuff, and then you have like all the poke on the. Oh my god, it's so freaking good.
Oh.
It's insane. But
That sounds
yeah,
pretty good.
I guess pretty much yeah. That's the Hawaii thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
bring in all the local flavors. Pretty much like every holiday, it's not like the traditional meal. It's like traditional meal and I guess some Hawaiian flair.
Yep, that local flair of having another culture there at the dinner table.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, 'cause I know like for us, cause I know like
Man, yours sounds so freaking good though. My God.
well, we didn't have all of that, but that's like typical. But like I know my grandpa, he doesn't eat turkey because he's Jewish as fuck, and then what you call it? My auntie doesn't eat beef, so
Oh really? Oh wow.
or my grandpa doesn't eat pork either, so he doesn't eat the turkey or the ham. So
Oh,
we
wow.
made like fried chicken on the side, but then it was like the Filipino
Ooh.
seasoning, the one that they use for
buddy.
Jollibee. That the fried chicken seasoning.
Are
We
you
ha-
serious?
'cause
You
we
guys
have
know how to
that's
make
why.
that?
Yeah, we have the packet. That's why. So.
Ah,
We're
dang, that
making
stuff
that.
is so good. If you guys never tried Jollibee,
Ooh.
it's good.
And see,
I
my
don't really-
folks, they don't know how to properly batter the chickens. How to
I
show them how to
so
do it.
You had to show them how, huh?
Because they like seasoned it ahead of time, but they typically just like season it, they like put the powder in the seasoning stuff and then fry it, but it's like you're just at that point you're just frying like the chicken, you know.
Ah,
So
yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
no, you gotta so I had to show him the way, you know. I was like, manang, move over. Let me show you how to do it.
What is it?
That was
Yeah,
like
you
Mansi,
use,
but
like you guys use like milk or like eggs or.
we didn't
buttermilk
have
or
milk,
something.
so then I just had eggs. So we, you know, just whisk eggs.
That's good
And
enough.
then had like
bro.
a flour, and so I had like another bowl, and I just put some. Well, we were originally using like tempura batter, but then we ran out of that one
Ah.
halfway through, and then we used like mochiko flour,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and then so yeah, I just put that. Then I put more of that the Jollibee fried chicken seasoning in that, and so
Oh,
like
my
dip,
goodness.
and then put it into there. Oh,
I play
so good,
keyboard
man.
and mouse.
I was actually
Oh, that
like.
sounds freaking awesome, man.
I was actually gonna eat it. I just wanted to make it right, you know, because I've been very nitpicky on cooking food the correct way and stuff.
Give me a hug.
And then,
Give me a hug.
but then I ate one. I was like, oh my god, it's so good.
Once you start, you can't stop. You know, it's like Pringles. Like
It was
oh, man.
addicting, you know. I kept eating. They're like wings, right? So then you can eat like a ton of those, and
Oh,
man,
heck yeah.
just
Oh my
kept grabbing
God.
more and more. You know, it had like the KFC kind of skin to it, you know.
Oh, I
Like
freaking
that.
love that.
Like the crispy kind, not the
Damn.
original, but like the crispy one, you know, where
The
it's like
crispy chicken. Yeah, I know.
super clumpy-ish.
Super clumpy, crispy,
Yep,
crunchy.
that's what it looked
Ugh.
like. So it
The
was good.
goodness.
It was so
The
good.
goodness. God dang. Oh,
Yeah.
so that's what you had.
It was good, but yeah, I must say the turkey was pretty good. You know, I didn't base or not base, but I didn't brine it long enough this year compared to previous ones. I know last year we deep fried. I liked it. My family did not give a fuck about deep fried turkey.
Really?
Yeah, they
Oh,
did
man.
not. They were just like, I don't know. They're Filipino as fuck. So you know, when they saw that fried turkey, they're like, what the hell is this? You know,
They're like, this ain't traditional.
this ain't traditional.
What are you doing?
So
What did
they-
you feed us?
They wanted me to do like just a regular way we always do it. So I like brined it for, I mean, only like not even 24 hours, but it was like 12. But it was still pretty good. And then took it out. I was talking to my coworker ahead of time, and he was saying like, because he's from South Africa, so they were gonna just do like lamb for
Oh,
their
wow.
Thanksgiving. And then he was
Ooh.
telling me about how like the way he was gonna season it with like just put cloves of garlic like into the lamb as he bakes it. I was like, oh, that's a good idea. So
Oh man.
I got like a lot of cloves of garlic, and then I stabbed a bunch of holes in the turkey in the breast part, and I just put like big blocks of butter and garlic like into the breast. So like
Damn.
I like shoved so much in there, you know, like stuffed it up, and then yeah, you know, I seasoned it and stuff, and then I baked it, you know, chest
Damn.
down, and for a while, low and slow, came out pretty good, I will say.
See, that's what I like to do with like prime rib. Is like a few days before, just like peel a whole. It's like for me, it's got to be fresh garlic. You know, when you're doing something like that. So like I'll do a whole bunch of fresh garlic. I'll like chop them up like not really fine, but into like smaller like slivers. And I'll just like shove it in there, man.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
so much, and then of course the butter on the top, and it comes out so delicious, man. Like the garlic flavor just permeates throughout the whole.
It does. It's actually like
It's
super strong.
crazy.
I started biting
But-
pieces of breast, like, god damn, this is like biting garlic.
I didn't do that with turkey before, but dang, that sounds freaking awesome, man.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Jeez.
I must say, you know. So that came out good. The ham was good. I know my uncle. He had like one of those like a blowtorch, so he did that to the top to finish like to
Oh,
caramelize the
that's
top of the
perfect.
ham. So it was pretty good. You know, I ate a ton. I wish people brought more pies than just custard and pumpkin pie, but you know,
Oh my.
can't complain. I was hoping there would be a pecan pie or a pecan pie. Gravy was on point. Thank you, Chad, for the tips.
Oh my god.
We made great cranberry sauce. Totally forgot to put it on the table when eating
Oh.
Thanksgiving. But yeah, I'd say it was
Okay.
pretty good. You know, ate
That
so
sounds
much,
freaking awesome.
felt sick to go to work the next day, but still went to work.
Oh my god. Like, that's how you know Thanksgiving was a good day. You just ate so much it carried over to the next day. Like I think for me, I was like full the next day, like midday. I was like, I didn't want to eat anything. Like I was like,
Nah, I was
so
fasted.
stuffed.
I just like fasted the next day.
Yeah.
So I woke
Oh,
up
yeah,
and my
yeah.
body was just like, "Fuck you."
Yeah.
yeah. That's what I was
Everybody's
dealing
like, what
with.
did you do to yourself yesterday, man? It's like, all this food, you normally eat this much in 1 week. What am I gonna do with all of this crap, you know?
Yep, your body just wants to shut down. You know, just go in hibernation mode, but you just
shut
can't.
down.
But yeah, overall it was
Yeah,
pretty good. You did any Black Friday shopping? You know? This year they
I
kept
did
pitching the
not-
whole Black Friday.
Oh my god, I did not. I don't participate in Black Friday just because, you know, the crowds, like holy smokes, like especially here, you know, it's a smaller community. We pretty much only have like
One store.
Walmart, Kmart, Target, like those are like the main ones that people go to. So it's like
Ooh.
it's super packed, you know.
I can
It's like
imagine.
it's not like Oahu where you have like a whole bunch of selection, and then of course like the malls with like all like the tons of shops like there.
Yeah.
So I like I think one time I did it in Oahu, and it was there was pretty good deals. But I mean, even still, like a lot of times you can find better deals online, and then on top of that, you know, to get the absolute best deals, you got to go for like the doorbusters, which means that you're pretty much camping out there from like Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah, because
Pretty much.
they even started early now.
Yeah, they start early.
Started like 6
So,
p.m.
I did not participate in that. Did you get any Black Friday deals?
Nope. I was gonna buy
Nope.
something on the Bungie store to get that emblem, but I was like, eh.
Ah, that's right. That's sick
But,
ass.
I don't know. I have everything that I kind of want right now, so I didn't have a need to buy anything.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
Rich bitch.
I mean, I don't know. Just nothing I really needed at the time. so.
That's true. At the time, I'm thinking about it too. I'm
Yeah.
pretty much set. Yeah.
At one time, I thought like, oh, maybe I should get some Astros. Don't care. Don't need it.
Don't care. Don't need. Yeah, exactly. You
I got an
don't.
awesome PC that can play great games. Don't need anything else.
Exactly. See?
Yeah.
Exactly.
But
Ain't it a
overall,
beautiful thing?
great holiday. Oh, ain't it a beautiful thing, PC? Damn.
PC's wonderful, man.
Yeah, so other than Thanksgiving, man, so what have you been playing?
Me, well, I've been having
Talk
like
about Fortnite. Talk about Fortnite. Come on.
I was gonna talk about Fortnite. I was gonna say I've been having like a ton of fun with Fortnite, even though like I suck so bad. Like Fortnite has been like really enjoyable for me.
Fun
and,
game.
and especially like when I play with you and we do our like thing where you know, we just get in the mood sometimes to just rush it and just do crap, you know, like
It's like, yeah, let's just
first-
have a YOLO game, you know? First town, get some kills, see what
first down
happens.
to go, we go down, and then sometimes we do pretty alright, but then other times it's like bleh,
Just fly and instantly die.
just land and die because people are able to pick up the guns faster, you know. It really is RNG because sometimes you'll land into a roof and then like you'll be like, okay, I'm in this house pretty good. You go all around, you just pick up ammo and bandages and like, what am I gonna do with this now, you know?
Yeah. It's always a good time. I mean, it's a great game. We just started like 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks
2
ago.
weeks ago, and it's free, you know.
Free to play,
That's even
PC,
better.
Xbox 360, or Xbox One, PS4. You know, definitely should try it out for the battle royale. The PVE, you still gotta pay for that, but
Yeah,
let's be real.
we haven't done PVE,
It's all
but
about the PVE, all about battle
it
royale.
is all about the PvP. I really enjoy like the whole mechanics of that game. It's like you know, they have a little bit of everything: building, looting, shooting. You know, what more do you need? What more do you need?
They have great laughs
Yeah,
when you play in squads or
Well,
duels.
you know, Dark, you do so well all the time. It must be such an enjoyable experience. I know, because you're always laughing at me, dying. Oh shoot! Help! How are you dying, man? We just landed. I don't know. Don't you have a gun? Yeah, I missed all my shots. What the heck?
Yeah, I mean,
well, I just
yeah.
eliminated 2 people, you know. So
Oh, you know, I just got another
I'm good.
squad kill, Chad. You know, so I had fun.
Exactly.
I can't complain about that game. Got some
Can't
kills.
complain.
Yeah, it's a great game. Yeah, we just got into it. Essentially, you know, it's like Hunger Games or that Japanese battle royale movie where you know a bunch of random people land in, you try to get some loot, be the last one living, or if you're a duel, be the last team, or a
Last team
squad, be the last team.
standing.
It's a lot of fun. Yep, like what Chad says, there's looting, there's shooting. You know, you get to you fight people, and it's fun. It's like. It's a game that like has a story where you know you land in, you know, you start off with nothing, you try to find something, then you try to win your little battle in the beginning where it's like your little town, you try to take over that, then you try to supply up where it's like, okay, let's see what we have, let's try to sort things out, what do we good, okay, what's our next plan? It's like, oh, where's the circle? Then you have that mid story where you have your adventure towards the middle part where you're having all these other mini team fights, and at the very end, the climax of it all, the conclusion. Where it's like, will you be that last team that wins it
Will
out?
you be the last team? It's such a good mechanic of like the circles just closing in on each other because it's like you really gotta plan ahead, you know,
Oh, I messed up.
loot and then get whatever you need and then go, you know, like a lot of times people will set up around those perimeters. So like if you're going when the
Alright,
circle's
this is
closing in on
stupid,
you,
okay?
it's pretty much already too
So I think it's
late.
gonna
Like
be
Yep.
fun.
unless you're like
It's not what
really
you
good at
no, dude,
building and
I
like
know I've seen it
avoiding
before.
people,
Dude, we're gonna
like
jump on this,
you
we're
know,
gonna fly to them, we're gonna
by
run.
all means,
Okay.
like you just gotta set
Why
up,
can't I put it anywhere?
loot, go to the next point, set up, and
What?
then just
Do I need
camp
a
it
flat
out for a little
surface or
while.
something?
Then keep on going all the way till it gets to a small, tiny little dot.
Yep, and then that's when it's just like 1v1 or one team versus the other team.
Yeah, it's freaking
Gets
crazy.
pretty chaotic, you know. But yeah, I mean it's fun. You know, we're pretty new to it, but we've been getting some wins, which is like I would say it's pretty impressive in terms of how quickly we've been picking up the game
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true.
and when it comes to strategy and stuff. I mean, we probably don't have like the best, like the best defense or the best attack, but we make our way pretty.
Yeah, surprise, and we've eliminated some pretty good teams.
That's my
It's crazy. And,
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, are there any weapons that like your go-to?
oh man, I think the scoped AR.
Oh.
I know, like it's so funny because like when we play with like fours, which is very rarely, but when we play with fours, like it seems like no one likes to scope ARs.
Nope.
But I freaking love them. Like you can hit people from so far away with them. It's like crazy, and it's like, yeah, I don't know. I just like that a lot. I like the shotguns close range, of course. Like, who wouldn't want a shotgun, you know?
Not me. I don't. I hate shotguns.
Well,
I suck with them.
yeah, that's right. But you know, like you're just so good. Like you'll get a SMG, and then like a person with a shotgun will be coming to you, and you just drill him in the head, and he'll be done before he can even do anything.
Yeah, I'll
to
hear
you.
ding 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 ding.
Yeah, boom.
Yep.
Team knocked or like person knocked, and it's like,
Person knocked.
damn, you crazy. You
Yeah,
crazy.
overall it's fun. I mean, for your loadout, your weapon loadout, do you have like a particular order you like to put things in? You know, for the viewer to know,
Oh man,
or you just pick things up and just
I
play with
I
them?
just leave them. I pretty much leave them as they go. But I've been watching more and more people playing it on like Twitch and YouTube and stuff. And man, I gotta start doing that. Just organizing all my crap so it's like you know, it's easy for me to like get used to like switching to certain weapons. Like I'll always know like, oh, number 2 is my shotgun. You know, like stuff like that, just to make it maybe possibly a little bit easier for me. Cause like, oh man, my hands, my fingers, they fumble on top of the keyboard. It's like, oh, 3, oh no, 2, oh 3, 4, oh no, I press 4. Oh god dang.
Oh,
Okay, I'm
God
dead.
dang. Well, I mean, you did come from like you did play like MOBAs and stuff in the past, or
Yeah.
MMOs, but I don't think you've ever played like a shooter one, right? On PC.
No, I haven't. So I yeah. To your point, I played like World of Warcraft, which basically is you select the target, and then you just like have a rotation of the most optimal rotation for your class for like DPS, and you'll pretty much always do that. You may stray from it here and there for certain abilities, but yeah, pretty much you just a lot of the abilities like you'll just as long as they're kind of looking in their direction, it'll be hitting them. But this one, you have to aim. You have to shoot.
Gotta aim.
You have to land those shots.
Gotta land those RNG shots.
Those RNG shots. Oh, it's been like so much fun though.
A lot of fun. I know for me, I typically will put like my AR. Well, I know one is like your axe and stuff, but like it'd be like my AR, then my shotgun, and then it would be like my sniper, and then maybe if I have like an SMG or something, that would be like 4, and then the last one, or maybe it might be bandages, and then like the very last one would be like an explosion, whether it's grenades or rocket or noob tube, you know.
Be the Splodes.
Gotta get that Splodes, you know.
Splodes.
That's typically like the loadout I like to use. But yeah, any special key bindings you use?
No, I really want to like get a mouse with like more buttons because like that's what I used to have before. But pretty much the only thing I have is like the scroll wheel, like how you can click it down. Like I just have that to build stairs. That's the only key binding I have. I want to like program more so like I can get one for wall, one for stairs. I think you have something like that, right? I really want
yeah.
to do something like that, so it's easier for me to build.
Yeah, I know if like for me, my scroll wheel is stairs, and then my front thumb button is walls. So
Ah.
typically, like if that's why when we're in danger or we're like running away, I'll just turn around, like, it's like wall, and then just keep running wall, you know,
Oh,
or stairs,
perfect. Oh,
stairs,
no wonder you're
stairs.
so quick at that.
I
No
mean,
wonder you MVP all the time, you know? Just
trying to get better at it, but
cheating with those key bindings.
you gotta use those key bindings, man. You know, when you're a PC warrior, you got key
you definitely
bindings.
do. You gotta use what's to your advantage, and you know, key bindings on your mouse. Oh,
Yeah, they
you have
help
to
you a
use
ton,
it.
especially when it comes to building. Like, it's,
Oh yeah,
especially the way like with our keyboards, the F keys are. I feel like they're kind of far.
they
so-
are. It's like,
I'm like always missing
half of-
them.
like yeah, I gotta like be like one of those like jumping spiders where it's like boom, you know, like it just gotta like jump all the way up to the top of the keyboard.
Yep, it's
Smash
so
that
far, you know. And then when I do hit a button, it's always the wrong one. You know, I try to hit stairs, I keep hitting like
That's
F4
me.
or something.
That's me.
So that's why I think key binding is so good. And there's such a big part of Fortnite building.
It is.
That's what makes it such. I mean, obviously it's different from PUBG because there's building and the maps is smaller, no vehicles, and it's like different. You know, it's like cartoon animation. But I feel like building makes the game so much different. It's not just like a small difference. It's a big difference because it like makes the game much more vertical and much more dynamic.
Exactly. You know, that's actually what I was gonna ask you, because I know you watch like PUBG and all of that stuff. I was curious of what you thought about the building aspect, because I hear some people say, I really think the building aspect kind of ruins the game because this, that, blah, blah, blah. But for me, it's a really enjoyable part of the game, you know, like just building your own structure, building your own tower, like, getting to places where you normally can't go. Like, I think that's really interesting. And of course, some of our wins are from people who build too high. I think that they can sneak up on us. No, hell no. We shoot them down.
Shoot those
We
stairs down.
destroy those
You go follow
structures.
them.
they plummet to their deaths. Like
Yeah.
I really like that aspect of the game. So I was actually curious as to how you feel about that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a great component in the game because in PUBG, it does rely heavily on like like how good your shot is, and I mean there is some strategy involved, but when it comes to Fortnite, it's like your shot can be on point. There is RNG when it comes to shooting, but like if your strategy going in terms of like building mechanics or what you should be doing in certain situations and like how to attack, like if your strategy is like better, you can definitely outplay other people because of the whole building mechanic. But in PUBG there is no, like, for example, when I was watching certain streamer, maybe like DJ Pernicus, when I was watching I was watching Calvin one time, and he was in a squad, and the circle was closing in this one area, and then there was this house, like a 2-story house. It was right in the middle of the circle. There was pretty much like 3 squads or 4. No, it was like 4 squads left. But there was only that one house in the middle, and there was already a team there. And essentially, like they couldn't lose because they had that position held down. And in that game, it's not like there's a rocket launcher. I mean, they have grenades and they have like ARs and snipers, but if that team plays really smart, they'll always have the advantage because I mean there's no way of like beating them. Like you can't destroy the building, you can only go in through the doors, there's no ladders, there's no way of getting on top. But if it's like Fortnite, I mean if you're in a house, it's almost like you're more vulnerable than on the outside because people can just build right up above you, come down, and you're dead.
So many times like people do that, like we think we're safe in the building. And then, like, of course, you're smart. You're like, oh, we got to get out of here. And then first thing you do, you look up. But you have people like me that just run out and like, oh, where are they? They're at the top. Look up. Look up. It's like, well, I'm dead. Like, oh, what's wrong with you? You didn't bother to look up? Oh, I thought they're still in the building.
Yeah, I mean, it really diversifies the game because that's why it makes it more vertical. Typically in PUBG, like when you walk outside the door, you look left to right because there's not gonna be someone in the air. Maybe someone on a hill, but like in Fortnite, you have to look like everywhere. You have to really listen to sound cues so you kind of know where they're gonna be shooting from or where they're coming from. And also, like on the attack, you see a fortress, you can build stairs to go up, and you can shoot down because through a hole, or if if people are shooting at you, you can just set up walls, set up a mini fortress to put some cover. Maybe you're trying to res a teammate. I mean, it really diversifies the game because it allows for more strategy, more outplaying, and yeah, it really yeah, it's like a curveball in the whole equation. It's a lot of fun.
It is. That's one of the aspects I enjoy a lot about the game. Even though I suck at building, you know.
Yeah, I mean, like we meet some builders out there. Oh my god, they can erect a skyscraper in like seconds.
Oh yeah, that one game was insane. It's like boom, 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 boom. It's like holy crap, they're like moving up so quickly. It was insane.
It's like, don't worry, Chad. The second floor is almost done. Yo, they're already on the 6th floor. Oh, don't worry, I'm getting on the 3rd one. They're already on the 10th one.
I know, it's crazy. And that game, oh yeah, in that game, the last circle was like pretty much in their base, so we couldn't even see them.
Nope.
But it was freaking that's insane. It's like how good some people are at building.
So I would say, yeah, it's a great game overall. It's a lot of fun. It's free to play. Definitely should try it if you haven't.
Try it.
Get on any console you have or PC. I think it's, well, I don't know. They say it's a beta, but I think it's one of those games where it's gonna either be in the forever beta state or it's always gonna be free to play, where it's just gonna make money on. You know.
I hope so, because what even though they call it a beta, like I'm having so much fun. There's like hardly, like it seems like such a well-made game already. You know, it's like they could definitely sell it, but I enjoy it as a free to play.
Yep, and I mean what's really nice about the developers is you know, they bring updates pretty often to the game. So whether it's cosmetics or even like weapon balancing, so they're pretty on it. They seem very interactive with the community, so it's going very well for them, I would say.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing. I've been hearing that Epic Games has like really phenomenal I guess support for like the players. Like they address things really quickly. They don't let things like get out of control, stuff like that. From what I've been hearing from what other streamers have been saying, they seems like they've been highly complimentary of Epic Games and what they do.
Yep, they're doing really good. You know, potentially. I mean, I don't really know the gaming schedule for the next year or so, but potentially, you know, Fortnite could be one of the better games of 2018.
I know, amazingly, right?
Yeah, I mean, it came out of nowhere.
A beta game.
A beta game. I mean, yeah, I mean, you know, PUBG kind of dominated 2017, but Fortnite's really picking up a lot of momentum. I mean, it beats PUBG's on Twitch on a daily. Well, I would say they're pretty neck and neck, but there's times where Fortnite beats PUBG and PUBG beats Fortnite, and I mean, they both are really up there. It's a fun game. Definitely should check it out if you haven't yet.
Check it out, guys. Check it out.
Check it out, because you never know. I mean, if the game gets more successful, maybe they'll just charge like $10 or something to play it. But
and I wouldn't mind spending $10. I mean, it's for me. I have so much fun. Like,
yeah.
It's just way too much fun, man.
Way too much fun. But yeah, I mean, great game. Is there any other games that
you mean
you're excited for?
I know what you're excited for. Ooh. Well, if you're a part of our Discord, I kind of posted a little bit about it.
Ooh.
You talking about that game, right?
Ooh.
This is a game that Dark had introduced me sometime past year, right?
Yeah, probably the best game of all time.
It is like one of the games where like he told me about. I was like, oh okay, kind of sounds interesting.
Kind of sounds
like,
stupid.
I'll just see like how it is. He's like, oh, you got to pick up a DS. He's like, okay, I'll pick up a DS. Blah blah blah. And then like once I started playing, oh my god! In the beginning, it was kind of like torture because it's like, you know. Oh, by the way, just before I get into it, it's Monster Hunter, guys. Monster
Hunter World is gonna be released in January on PS4 and Xbox 360.
It is like one of those games that I feel like. Well, I personally never heard of it, and I don't know any of my friends who played it, but
not very big in America.
Yeah, once Dark introduced it to me, I felt like it's like one of those hidden gems, you know? It's like, it's so good, like it should be more popular, but yet it's not, you know? But hopefully, you know, the beta's coming out next month, right? December. So it's open to PlayStation Plus users, so everybody will get a chance to like play it and then kind of make their own judgment on it. But man, I really, from the one game I played, I had so much fun. In the beginning,
rough.
was kind of rough because like Dark he's like an expert at the game. You know, he can play any class, like any like do any fighting style pretty much. Like he would wreck.
Well,
the
play the game for a
monsters,
long time.
Yeah, he played it for a long time. But when you have me on there learning you, I ain't the fastest reaction type person, you know. So it's like he's like, oh, yeah, I saw that coming from a mile away. You should have died there, you know. I would use up all of the feints, and then like we'd fail the mission. You know, Dark would be like, oh man, it's okay. But, next time don't die, okay?
Yeah, next time don't get one shot, you know.
Don't get one
Next time
shot.
don't heal in front of the boss. You know.
Yeah, all learning. But eventually, I kind of got, I guess I would call it like a kind of like a cheese build.
Oh, well, before
I
you
love
get
it.
into that, why
I love
don't
it
you
a lot.
tell people
Okay.
what Monster Hunter World's all about?
Oh my god.
Or what the Monster Hunter universe is all about?
Okay, so basically, oh man, I don't even know if I'm the right person to explain this because I mean you're an expert, but just correct me if I'm wrong. But basically, you're going on missions, right? You're hunting down a specific type of like, I guess you'd say monster or like dinosaur, depending on what it looks like, and you're either killing or capturing these monsters, and then skinning them to be able to like create like armor and weapons. But like, oh man, it is a grindy game, but like you can build, like it has probably some of the most like vast amounts of armor and weapons I've seen in probably any game. It's like it's crazy. You're talking about customizability. Oh man, this game, like you can pick and choose whatever you want. You can make yourself look the way you want it. It's really good.
There's builds in terms of skills, trees and
builds,
stuff.
yes.
Or not skill trees, but in skills that you can acquire depending on armor sets.
Yeah, that's right. And yeah, so like certain armor sets will have certain abilities, and it's really cool that you can like switch out some weapons and then get like different abilities, or maybe even like the art styles, like the amount of art styles that they have, and then how you learn them and you can play them. It's like, dang, they have so much, but I pretty much kept to like one fighting style.
But I don't know. I'm not sure if the new one has like different fighting styles.
Oh,
It
that's
might
right.
not.
That's what you're saying, huh?
But yeah, I'm not too sure. I mean, it does seem much more diverse than before. But yeah, I mean, overall, Monster Hunter is it's a game where you go on hunts solo or with friends. You kill monsters, you get loot, or you acquire resources to make armor, make weapons. It's what's not to love about it. It's
What's not to love?
it's a loot game that people are wanting in a game like Destiny, where they want more loot, they want more things to grind for. Monster Hunter will have that. Usually they have a ton of missions to play, a ton of monsters to fight, a ton of different situations to fight these monsters in.
Yes.
You have harder
I was
monsters.
I was just gonna say that. Yeah.
Each one is unique.
Each one, like when Dark told me each one is unique, and then I saw the list of monsters, I'm like, yeah, right. They're gonna recycle like a whole bunch of moves, and it's just gonna be like one of those repetitive games. No, man. Like Dark says, it's like every monster has a unique encounter. Like you fight them differently. They have different abilities. Like it's crazy the amount of, I guess, like thought that goes into like, oh, how is this monster going to interact with the hunters? Like stuff like that like kind of like when I played it, I was like really impressed. Like, dang, this is crazy. Like, you kidding me? Like this monster does this, that monster does that. Like,
yeah, Narugo's just like,
it's
yo,
crazy.
you gonna try those Rathalos tactics on me? Oh, yo, how about this in your face?
yeah, exactly. It's like that. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Is like I would see monsters and they look like really similar and stuff. Like, oh, they probably have the same abilities. Nope.
Nope.
It's like it's completely different. And it's like, oh god dang.
He's like, oh, I swear, that one's red and that one's green. They should
Yeah.
be the same, right?
I swear, yeah. It's like, dang, they need to be. It has to be. And then like you fight it, and then like it's just you're in for a rude awakening.
Oh, that Raytheon likes to stay on the ground a lot and run around. I was like, oh, maybe the
Exactly.
red one will do the same. Oh, nope, just gonna keep flying. I see, never gonna land.
Oh my god, this one applies to bleed. Oh, thanks for telling me, man.
Doesn't apply
Oh,
the
what would
bleed.
he-
Well, can't heal up now. Oh yeah, give me
Can't
that
heal
sushi
up.
fish.
Yeah, sushi fish. I didn't carry sushi. fish.
Yep. Yeah, it's a great game. I mean, it's yeah, it's very unique. I mean, if you're curious what kind of game Monster Hunter is, you could always play Dauntless on PC if you have the founder. It's very similar, but I mean, Monster Hunter has been, a franchise for a very long time back when I was like high
Very long
school.
time. It's really polished. Like I was lucky, I guess, enough to get
Play on the
Dauntless
later
for-
end.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Like,
see.
it had a lot of like glitches in it. Like it to me, it's like I don't know how they can be selling it yet. It's there's so many things wrong. I felt like with it. Yeah, the vision is good, but it's just I guess the playability, the interaction. It's still kind of clunky. It's not as polished, like you say, as Monster Hunter, where they had years and years of building upon, I guess, their vision and making it better. So I'm like super hyped for the beta. For
That will be the game that takes over. Well, maybe not take over, but definitely inform our channel. Gonna be a lot of streaming of Monster Hunter when that comes out.
I know it better not be a disappointment. Better not.
Kind of a doubt that Monster Hunter can be a disappointment. It's like never. a
That's true.
disappointment, because it's such a simple concept. It's not like the Destiny where you kind of need good story or you need like I don't know, like
Wow.
where you need I don't know, something to grind for. Because in that game, there's so many armor sets. Essentially, in the game that we played recently, Monster Hunter Across or Monster Hunter X, if you wanted to get everything in the game, you essentially
Impossible.
would have to quit your job, no life, that
Impossible.
game, for more than a year straight. Like, it's insane
For
how
more
long
than a
you have to
year.
put more. Oh my god, the amount of hours you have to put in that game is insane.
You have to put in such long hours.
Because
Uh,
like if we had so we had to like a lot of our viewers kind of know Destiny, right? So if we had to compare it based on Destiny. In Destiny, especially Destiny 2, you do maybe some public events, you get a token, turn in that token, you get loot, bam, right? Maybe you get one token per public event or two. Maybe you can grind these things pretty quick and you get guaranteed loot. But when you play a game like Monster Hunter,
Oh,
where it's
man.
like, oh, what does this armor need? Okay, it needs 5 different things. Holy crap! I killed it once. Am I close to building one of the pieces? Hell no!
Nope.
God damn it!
You just gotta grind it. You
Gotta
know, like you
grind.
gotta kill that monster like 3 or 4 times to
Ooh,
get that
sometimes even
one
more.
piece that you need. Yeah, even sometimes even more. And then
Yeah.
like you find out you gotta kill like a super hard monster and you're like, god damn, like you have to get at least a party of like what, 4 to like do it
Really
well.
fast.
And then like then you have like 2 of them, like who are supposed to be ranged people, and yet they're all up in their face and like
He's getting one-shotted. Yep.
and then they die, and it's like, oh well, there goes all of what we did, man. There
Yeah,
there
just throw
goes
aways.
down the drain.
Yeah. There's no participation trophies in this game. Not everyone gets
No.
a medal in this one. I mean, yeah, it's fun.
Nobody.
It's very grindy a lot of times, especially in the higher armor sets, like the higher level ones, where
Oh man.
you'll you'll be fighting it over and over and over, and you're just trying to get that one piece, whether it's a ruby or a heavenly jewel, or I don't know, like that one unique item, and you just keep fighting him over and over. You're cutting off all the monsters like parts, his tail. You're breaking the horns, you're breaking the wings and stuff, and you just keep killing them. You're doing so good, and your partners keep getting that item that you want, and you never get it, and you're just like, god damn it! But it's a fun game.
God tell you, it's so fun. And just so everybody knows, December 9th is when it's released, the beta
Beta.
for PlayStation 4 only, PlayStation 4 exclusive.
Yep, definitely should try it out. In the game, there's a lot of there's like unique weapons in terms of like styles, and then there's also like each of those or like I guess you can think like factions or something. But there's like the giant sword, sword and shield, dual swords, katana. They have the insect staff thingy. They have the lance,
Oh,
gun
man.
lance, the long bow, the short bow, or they have the bow, the long bow gun, the short bow gun, the hammer, the horn hammer. They have the charge blade, the slash axe. I mean, there's so much unique things. There's so many different weapon styles, and then each one of those weapon styles, have like a crazy amount of weapon variety.
Yes, it's insane. It's crazy. Like I didn't even realize a game had that many weapons, that many armor, until Dark showed it to me, and I was like, damn, are you crazy? Like you upgrade your weapon and it has like 12 upgrades or something. Like
Yeah, some of these
dude,
weapon
like
trees are like, ooh.
yeah, they're like so crazy. And you know, the weapon as you go along, it's like, oh, you need to collect this, you need to collect that, you need to collect this. It's like, oh my god. But you know, at the end, it's always worth it. Like you look sick as hell, and you do like, depending on like what weapon you get, like you can destroy monsters after a while. But you
I
know, there's always those monsters that will always be super tough, no matter how
super
high
tough,
you get.
yeah. But I would say it's a unique thing to Monster Hunter where, yeah, when you finally acquire like that weapon or that armor, you do feel stronger. Like you can tell a difference where you can take more shots of damage. When it requires you like less, contact with your weapon on the enemy to whether to stagger them, to cut off parts or something. So I would say that in that aspect is really cool. You really do feel more powerful. I mean, yeah, some of the later bosses, regardless of how strong you get, you can still get one-shotted. But
You can. And just you mentioning Destiny about like the story. From what I understand, this one is actually one of the
this
first
will
ones
actually
with
have
a
a
story, right?
I mean, they've all had like somewhat of a story, but it's never been. I think this will be the first time where they have like a quote unquote like a cinematic-ish
Oh,
storyline
I see.
where you're gonna be. I think you're gonna be chasing down a monster that's been causing like havoc, and then yeah, you're probably gonna be hunting it down and over like different environments and whatnot. But yeah, in the past, there's always been like smaller theme stories or where there's this one monster that is trying to destroy the town. And then I guess it's not really a story because you just fight all these smaller monsters, you get strong, and then you can finally unlock that quest to fight the big one. But I guess in this one there will be a storyline.
There'll be an actual storyline, yeah.
Yeah, like where
Because like
each
a lot of
mission will
times
lead up
you'll
to it.
eliminate a monster, and then like a new villager will have something like, oh, this monster's been harassing us over here. Oh, this monster's been harassing us here, and then you just kill, 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 and then yeah, pretty much you'll clear out everything in that village.
Yep.
Maybe fight a really tough one. But yeah, this one, ooh, we'll see how that goes.
So it should be a lot of fun.
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, and plus the replayability of Monster Hunter it's like really insane too. Where I mean, I would say the last one we played, we did kind of power through it, but we did have to spend like a crazy amount of hours to get.
We
to where
spent
we were.
a lot of hours on it, and the thing is, like, even though like you were collecting all of these new pieces and stuff, like it's so fun. Like even for me, like when you said, are you gonna build I mean, are you gonna craft something? Like, dang, you've had that thing for like how long already? I was like, no, I'm good, man.
Yeah, Chad, why don't you explain to the viewers how, like, how in Overwatch they're called one tricks. Why don't you
Oh
explain
my
to
God.
people
No,
why you
I'm not gonna
called
explain it.
the one set?
Oh my god, I'm just gonna be. I just realized I'm gonna be one of those people that like everyone criticizes because I only play like one, like
Only
Mercy
only
on
Warlock,
Overwatch.
only Mercy,
Warlock's only on Destiny. I didn't even realize
only
that
mounting
until-
stunner.
Yeah, Mount Stun, man. That's a way to go. Like the monster will be CC'd for days. Man.
CC for a day. Well, yeah.
Before
So like,
that, I would just die so often.
well, that's why like in this game. So yeah, I mean. In Destiny 1, they had, intellect, discipline, and stuff, but some of those perks are But when it comes to Monster Hunter, your armor perks are really cool. They're very unique. There's, it goes from anything like just have a increased health pool without having to eat any food or increase stamina or stamina depletion to things like where if you're fighting this one monster in an area for a long time, you just get stronger. Or when your life is low, you get stronger. Or you're resistant to dragon element or fire element. Or you're more prone to knocking out your monster. Or you can easily cut off. Like there's so many unique abilities or unique combinations you can do. And most of the time you can think like oh, if I just build that whole set, I can get those perks. But as Chad found out, it's like if you mix and match, you can actually get those perks and more.
And more. It was like once I realized that, once like Dark told me about it, I was like, this is he's like, oh here, try this out actually. You know, of course he's gonna give me the most easy like I guess weapon combination
Yep.
to go sword and shield, you know, like he's like, oh you're a beginner, just use that. And of course, you know what, once I get onto something and I really like it,
Never
I'm
switches
just,
off.
I'm just gonna stay with that thing the whole time. And that's pretty basically what carried me through the whole game. But you know, even if I wasn't like grinding for new armor sets or any other things, like the game is so fun just fighting new bosses, new monsters, like learning new mechanics, getting better at it. Like it's
Getting
just,
one-shotted.
yeah, getting one-shotted. The countless times I got one-shotted, you know.
A lot of fun.
But you know, like it's learning how the monster interacts with you and how you need to interact with the monster, you know, in order to defeat it in the end or capture it, you know, whatever. But it's crazy, you know, you have traps, you have like you craft things, so like you can blind things at certain moments, like blind the monsters at certain moments. It's like there's a lot of like different mechanics that go into an encounter that you can use, or if you choose not to, you don't even need to use it at all. So you have like a ton of flexibility with how you want to like engage with the monster, and I find that like really cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I mean, yeah, like what you're saying, each monster is unique. The way you interact with them is very unique. For example, you know, there's like pitfall traps where if you're fighting maybe like a Rakdos and then they run into it, you know, they'll get hit. But if you're fighting like a Nargacuga, if he's not mad and then he runs into it, he'll get trapped. But if he's pissed, he jumps right out. You know, it's like those unique situations. Or if you're fighting angry, you know, Gorilla Joe, Angry Joe. You know, he's always like when he gets hungry quick, right? Because he likes to eat a lot, and
Hungry.
you can drop like paralyzing meat, where you know it's a meat that's been kind of tainted to stun monsters, and like he'll eat it and then he'll get paralyzed, and you can do more damage on him.
Just unload as much damage as you can.
Yeah, so it's all about like, you know, fighting a monster, learning how, like, not only how they attack, but learning like, you know, their tendencies, what works best against them, what breaks easily on their body parts, what tools you can use to help you in the engagement. So it's a lot of fun, very diversified encounters. Can't complain.
Can't complain at all, man.
Yeah, so why don't you tell the viewers exactly what your build did?
Okay. So my build, basically, I would have like, what would you call it? Like electric, like a paralyzed. It would have a paralyzing effect. So like, basically, what I'd do is like I would damage. It was kind of like a wombo combo, I guess you'd say. Like, so I would try. The sword and shield, you fight like very vertical, like you can jump and like attack in the air. So like while I was doing that, I was applying mounting damage. But while I was applying mounting damage, I was also applying like paralyzing damage, or like shock damage to it. So like basically, I would continually like jump and slice, slice and dice, you know, and then eventually like he would get either paralyzed or like shocked, or he would get, I would be able to mount him. And like once you mount him, you have to go through this whole thing, and then once you like mount him successfully, like he'll fall down, or the monster will fall down, and then you can apply damage. And then usually I'd mount him first, then the second thing would be I'd apply my my electrical damage, or like the paralyzing damage, and then so he would be CC'd down on the ground for like a while. And then, you know, of course, Dark, you can explain yours.
Oh, then I would rock the hammer and I'll knock the fuck out of that monster.
Yeah, it was like we had such a good thing going. Like the two of us would just feed off of each other, just constantly keep the monsters CC'd. It was crazy. It made the counter so much easier. But you know, some people would complain about it. You know,
it was so much fun.
This thing was too easy. You know, Dark always wanting the more harder thing.
Challenge.
Like, you should try a different
Yeah, you should try a different loadout, you know?
Right, and it's like, oh hell no, I don't want to get yelled at.
It's a fun game. I can't wait for it. I know Chad can't wait for it.
I cannot wait for
The
it.
beta comes out soon. The whole game actually comes out soon. January. Oh my god.
January. I
It's
can't
like January
wait.
24th or something.
Yeah, something like that. It's like, whew, I didn't realize it was coming so soon. I was like, oh, it's gonna be in like March or something, but oh man, when I saw that, when I saw that today, I was like, are you serious? Like, it's coming out in January? Like, holy crap! Because I was just thinking, like, what is there? You know, what is there right now?
Yeah, what is there to play next couple months? But,
The next couple months.
so it's definitely a game that you all should check out. I mean, you know, you can think of like all these. Oh man, just if you enjoy raiding, where you enjoy that encounter, the enjoyment of playing with other people, like a group to tackle a big monster, a big task. You definitely like Monster Hunter because there's smaller monsters you get to fight. Then there's very unique missions where you fight 2 monsters at the same time, or you have to fight like a super strong monster, or you fight like 5 in an arena. There's so many unique missions.
Yeah, the arena is so insane, man.
The arenas are so much fun. It's just like after and like bam, bam, bam.
One after the other, just you're kind of like in a gladiator
arena.
and they
Yeah.
just send out the monsters like sometimes one by one, or sometimes even like you get 2 of them, and then you know you gotta have like spatial awareness of like, oh, where's that one behind me? Okay, I gotta keep an eye on him, and then on top of that, you need to do damage to the one in front of you. It's like you really gotta be super aware of your surroundings.
Yeah, you gotta be aware, or sometimes you get an arena where there's like 2 levels. There might be a bottom level and a canopy area, so you have to like climb up to separate them, or there might be a giant fence in the middle that you can activate to separate the monsters.
That's true.
So it's very cool. I know in the past, like when they had big monster fights, so something that like Chad never got to experience was like large monster fights where the monster, like, you know, you're so insignificant to the boss, where, you know, you're like a fly to them, so they don't really care about you. They're literally trying to go and destroy the fortress, and in those missions, you know, you first encounter it, you're trying to do damage to it, then you're using the cannons, so you're dropping cannonballs to the cannons to shoot at it, you're getting ballistics to shoot arrows, you're activating the dragonators, you're activating all these traps, and you keep hitting it just to repel it or maybe kill it.
Oh,
And
man.
so like I think they're gonna have those mechanics in the future, because they already showed the dragonator. I mean, it's gonna be a great game. I can't wait, especially the new one. I am very curious how the new one's gonna play, because it's very different from the old style of Monster Hunter.
It looks really different, like based on what they shown. It looks like I don't even know. I'm kind of on the fence about it. It looks like it'd be an improvement just because of the way that you interact with the space and like all the things that you can do. But man, I really like the old style, but I'm curious to see how the new style plays.
I think this will be fun. I mean, it's gonna add like verticality to the game.
Yeah, true.
You know, there's gonna be tracking and stuff. I mean, yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. It is gonna be very different.
Oh, baby, it's rodeo time.
Yeah, the old style was. It's almost like.
I love this. Is
It's hard to describe where it was like a certain kind of game, but now they're trying to go into like that open world feel. Kind
Yeah,
So
for sure.
so the new one, you're really gonna be using your environment, unlike before, where you kind of bring a lot of the stuff going into the mission, and you can kind of search for resources if you have to. But in this new one, you really gotta use your environment in terms of looking for footprints, looking what you can use around you, whether it's flash bugs on the spot, or trying to have monsters fight each other by antagonizing both of them, or hiding in certain places, or taking shortcuts when you have to run and stuff. So it should be very interesting. I think it will be one of the bigger games of 2018.
It for sure. I think just based off of that mechanics alone, like I mean, the old one you'd have like basically the maps were like separated into smaller maps. You know, like although there are huge maps, like you would have to load into the next section. This one, like
no more loading.
The map, yeah, it's no more loading. So I know I was saved quite a bit by like running to the next area, but I don't know how this one's gonna play. This one might be like really hard. So we'll see. Like I'm roaring to go, man. I want to play that already.
Can't wait. Very soon. But I mean, in the meantime, we're pretty much 1 week out from the Destiny 2 DLC, so that'll be some content we get to play to the beta. But yeah, I mean, transitioning on, the reason why we're talking about all these different games is not only has 2017 been a great game for video games, just because, or a great year for video games, because there's been such a diverse pool of great games, not just like good games, but really good games. But yeah, I mean, Destiny 2 has been kind of on the decline in terms of it's not necessarily a bad game, but there isn't a lot of content in the released edition of Destiny 2. So I mean, when the DLC comes out, it'll add more content, more things to grind for, more things to do, more activities, you know, new raid encounters. So that'd be a lot of fun. So yeah, we're 1 week out from that, and I guess in terms of the Destiny world, the biggest, you know, I mean, I wouldn't say that just the XP scandal, but I guess the big stories of Destiny is that the community is really getting negative.
Bungie don't care. Bungie don't care about us.
Bungie don't care about us. Yeah, I mean, it's been really negative lately. I mean, I used to go to Reddit every day just to see all the cool stuff that people were discovering, or cool things people were talking about, or cool things people were sharing. But now it's really just been like a salt mine this past couple weeks. People just complaining. And I mean, it's really unfortunate, you know. I know Bungie made a lot of big decisions when they went from Destiny 1 to Destiny 2 in terms of game changes. It's kind of weird to say it, but a lot of it was based on feedback from the community. So, you know, whether it was the pro scene that changed the PvP to the way it is, or how people wanted to be more casual to the solo player. That's why it's so easy to become 305. You know, you get loot so easily, and there's not a ton of loot to get, so you kind of hit that end game real quick. So I mean, it's unfortunate because, you know, obviously not everyone was making these suggestions, but a lot of, like, Destiny 2 was kind of shaped based on the feedback of the community. I mean, people complained about Crucible in Destiny 1, like when it got to year 3, where they complained. They got, like, for I guess we go into examples where in PvP people constantly complain, oh, people are just running around with shotguns, people don't use the primary, oh, people are just using the sniper, people don't use the primary, oh, people are just using their sidearm, they don't know how to use the primary, you know. And then the whole joke was like, oh, can you use a primary, bro? Can you use a primary, bro? So what did they do? They made it so that you have 2 primaries. You have a kinetic and energy slot. Now people are complaining that, you know, it's boring, blah blah blah. I want to have my shotgun and my sniper back. And then it's like people complain that sticky grenades were dumb because it's so easy to use, the one shots. Now they're like useless. People complain about that. People they're complaining about ability spam. Now there's no ability spam. People are like, I don't feel as strong anymore. And then so they have that. And then when it comes to the PvE side, there, you know, a lot of people complain like, oh, you know, I'm a solo player, I don't have time to do raids because, you know, I have a whole family, I'm busy throughout the week. Help me, Bungie. I want to be, you know, I want to be the highest light level. I want to acquire all the cool stuff. And then now they made it like, if you join a clan, you can get clan engrams, you can get Trials of the 9 engrams without even participating in it.
Without participating.
There's these milestones where you can easily get stuff, like all the quest lines are easy. You don't need to do the raid at all. You don't need to do trials at all. You can just go do some solo missions. You can do the story by yourself. You can do strikes by yourself, and you can pretty much reach, you know, the highest power, you know, being a solo player, a casual player. Now that they made that change, you know, when they first did that in Age of Triumph, people were like, oh, that was a good change, Bungie. You know, now like the solo players get some help. But now that they implemented it in Destiny 2, people are like, wow, you know, what can I do? There's no in-game content. There's no reason to do the raid now, you know. And people are complaining that some of the year 1 weapons are too overpowered, where, you know, all you're using is Fatebringer or Vision of Confluence and stuff like that. So then, I mean, unfortunately, they made the raid weapons a little bit too weak, well, pretty weak, or they're not really special anymore. And I don't know, things like that, where things that people complain for, ask for changes, and then they made, you know, maybe they didn't bring all the nice quality of life changes over to Destiny 2, but all like the foundational changes that people kind of complained about, you know, they made those changes. Maybe not all of them were based on community feedback, but a lot of them were, and now we're like trying to backtrack, and it's, you know, now it's this is huge salt mine.
Yeah, I feel like I mean, as a developer, it must be hard, you know, where you're trying to please a group of people, and then you try to interpret, I guess, what they want, like the best that you can. But like, you know, obviously sometimes it just doesn't work out. You know?
I mean, it's
like,
tough.
as you see with Destiny 2, it's like, I imagine like a lot goes into like programming, mechanics of it, and so like, you know, change can't happen like overnight. I mean, I don't know if it's speaking out of terms of that, but I feel like change can't happen overnight. It needs to be, you know, we just need to have progress, and then unfortunately, Trials of Osiris, we just gotta wait and see. But does it? It looks kind of lackluster. The most thing I'm interested in is the raid layer, of course. But I mean, I guess we'll see. This is the first expansion. You know.
Well, I will say this to get you excited is I think that stream
I don't know.
was like a bad impression of what Curse of Osiris would bring. What I've been hearing is that people are complaining that the new public space or the new patrol area is so small, right? You're just in one area, and that's it. But and then we only saw like a glimpse of the Infinite Garden, but what I've been hearing is like you just been given like we always complain that we see too much in these reveal streams, right? So now that they only show, one little instance of the Infinity Garden or Infinite Garden, and then one patrol interaction, and now we're like complaining. But what I've been hearing is that the people who've been invited out, they really got to see the area, and then the way they would explain it or how they would describe it is that essentially that patrol space that you land in, that's just like the doorway to what's to encounter, because it's not that the patrol is bigger, but it's all about you and the Infinite Garden, because we've only seen that one instance of the future Infinite Garden, but then it's supposed to be like the present one and also the past one, so we didn't even get to see the past one. So what they're trying to describe it is you have that one patrol area, but it's only supposed to be like a gateway between the social hub and playing the Infinite Garden. So there's supposed to be a lot more, and they said the strike missions are fun. We'll see if we get heroic or strike. That would be very nice if they bring that back. I think, and then they're saying that the armor is really nice. The weapons are actually pretty fun to use, cool to use too. So I think we're kind of jumping the gun a little bit when it comes to these reveal streams, but I can't wait to try it out. It's new content's always great content, in my opinion.
Exactly. Oh, that's good to hear.
Yeah, so a lot of things to come. But yeah, I mean, people are been a little too negative, I think, when it comes to I think it's almost, the saying right now is like everyone thinks they're a game developer now, and it's not easy. I try game development, it takes freaking forever to do stuff, and
Is it like just wait and see how this first expansion comes? Like you'll see an improvement over time.
And then
what happened overnight?
I think people need to realize that Bungie, they're a big name because they made Halo, but they're not really a big studio. Yes, they're under Activision, but they're not like they're not like Blizzard, where you have revenue coming from Hearthstone, WoW, StarCraft, Overwatch. You're not like Epic Games, where you have Paragon, you have Fortnite, whatever other game they make, I forget already. But you're not like these other game developing companies like EA, where you have all this money income coming in. But in Destiny, it's like you sell the game, you have microtransactions, like small ones, but it's not like they're making a ton of revenue where they can support to have big developing teams to like work on this game intensely. I mean, if you look at the game looks pretty complex in terms of like the physics that happen to the game, the interactions. It's the worlds are pretty big, the environments are like the way like the water moves, the sun flares that happen to it. I mean, there's a lot of things happening. The engine I would say is pretty intense, where it must be pretty difficult to implement a ton. Like you put a patch, 2 days later, you're able to like change things. It must be pretty difficult for them. But yeah, like I wouldn't say they're the biggest dev company out there, and obviously I think people need to realize that back in 2005 or like 2002 or something, games cost $60, and right now it's 2017 and games still cost $60. So but then game development got way more expensive since back then. You're developing for 4K, 1080p, 60 frames or whatever, maybe 30 frames for Destiny 2, but on these crazy engines, development costs way more than it did back then, but you're still charging the same amount of money. So the way I've always seen it is, if Destiny was like any other MMO out there or RPG, where you're paying like it's a free game but you're paying a monthly fee, then I could see why we could be mad the way we are right now.
Be more demanding.
Where we feel entitled, because a lot of people right now they feel like they're entitled to these changes, or people are like, oh man, I used to be addicted to Destiny 1, now I'm not. What the hell, Bungie? It's like people want to be addicted to Bungie, and I mean it's a good time right now because obviously Destiny 2 is not as addicting as Destiny 1, so you're able to try out all these great games. It's like it's a good occurrence because there's a ton of games to play right now than just Destiny 2. But
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like the way I've always seen it is, if Bungie was a free-to-play game where you're paying a monthly fee to get access to like higher level content and stuff, then we would have much more updates and they could be working more into the game because they're getting more revenue as time goes on. But for this model where you pay one time, then you pay for DLCs, it's not like they're generating a ton of income. I mean, they did make a lot of money, but it's not like a ton of money where they can just make big changes constantly, which is what we're demanding for.
And I hear that like they're on a pretty strict schedule from EA.
Or Activision.
Yeah, Activision. It's like the I guess the schedule that they're under is like pretty intense. So I mean, I kind of see that too. But I think what most people gotta realize, is Destiny 1. Pretty much people were like complaining about it, but towards the end, like everybody loved it. So it's just gonna take a lot of time. Hopefully they'll be able to get it sooner rather than later. Like address community concerns and all of that, which I feel like that they will. We'll see how this Curse of Osiris is, but yeah, it's the first expansion. Like I guess we just gotta suck it up and give them a chance. Just wait a bit. If we don't see these changes, then I guess we can always like move on to another game. Just don't support them anymore.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it. Is you should vote with your wallet.
Vote with your wallet, and eventually they're gonna have to do something. Well, once they bleed out enough people, they're like, well, like something's going on here. Like, what's going on? What can we do to make this game more enjoyable for everyone?
And hence the reason why we're having that blog post tomorrow.
Yep, tomorrow.
November 29th. Better be hitting that F5 button on your keyboard constantly all day long to see how Bungie will answer a lot of the questions, whether it's in-game activity, how their future is, because as they've actually said that tomorrow you can expect, I think if I were to read it correctly, you are to expect I guess tangible promises and release dates. So essentially, what kind of changes that they are looking to do and when to expect them. So now they're going to be giving us a timeline.
The vision, right? The vision of what Destiny 2 should I guess is going for. So that should be very
based on community feedback.
Yes, based on community feedback. So I mean that's going to be very interesting in itself. It's like I want to know what Bungie's doing. Like right now, based on community feedback, what they're thinking in their minds is gonna help alleviate, I guess, the toxicity of the community right now. Like how they're gonna please the players. So I'm really excited to kind of hear what they have to say. Hopefully, it'll be good. I'm just wondering how long that will be. Is it gonna be really detailed or is it gonna be general? Like, oh, this date, blah 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 blah. It's like. I'm just wondering about that as well. So
I mean, we will see.
I'm gonna wait and see.
So yeah, that will be the tricky part. But I mean, a lot to come. I think in the world of Destiny. I think tomorrow is a big day because the community will really, they'll really nitpick what they say tomorrow. And for some people, it could be positive. It might be negative for others. I hope overall it's a good future for Destiny 2. I mean, obviously our careers are not tied to it at all because we don't make a dime on this game. But we just enjoy playing it and we enjoy playing with other people. And it is unfortunate that not a lot of people enjoy it right now. So it would be nice if everyone can enjoy Destiny 2 again.
We want to play with more people. Come on, guys.
Want to be able to make a raid group in like a minute.
Exactly, like that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping the raid layers is interesting enough for like people to want to join into it. It's like always fun, like meeting new people, like playing with viewers, like everything, like it's like just a whole aspect of community, establishing a community online.
Yep. So let's all, if you're listening to this, try not to be as toxic on the internet over a video game. There's much more important matters in the world right now. I mean, North Korea shot a ballistic missile.
I know.
People going ham on Twitter. I mean, they're trying to repeal net neutrality, and people are trying to throw salt at Bungie for a game, or they're trying to have people like lose their jobs at Bungie over a game when there's like much bigger things out there to really worry about. So it's just a
Bigger
game.
and dangerous things.
Y'all just need to take a chill pill,
Take a chill pill, man.
because why not go outside, get some fresh air for once. It's great. It's great to not be addicted to Destiny like before, because it was pretty addicting. I would say it's a lot of fun.
Right there. Oh.
They just gotta get some sun in, like they
Get your vitamin
lost their
D on,
vitamin D.
motherfucker.
They lost their vitamin D, and now they're like getting crazy,
Yeah,
all
see,
crazy
you're,
and stuff.
You're doing different.
Yeah. So
No, there's a $2
expect more in the future, but yeah, I think overall, I mean, we're still
no, I
having
forgot
fun
to- I
streaming,
forgot to,
playing other
launch
games.
my
A lot of cool games to play in the future.
Oh.
can't wait.
Christmas coming soon, so can't wait to stuff my face once
really?
again. Christmas
Oh
time.
yeah. Ooh.
And then,
Can't wait.
yeah, a lot more to come. Make sure you
I
guys
see,
tune
I
in
see.
tomorrow for that blog post, because it will be very important.
What did you want to do?
Check it out,
'Cause,
read
he
it,
says he needs
post
2
on Discord
people
what you
if
think
wanna
about it.
play PS4
You think
or
they're gonna
not,
go in the
then we can
future
do
that you
whatever.
support, maybe you don't support. What do you think? Criticisms. Trying to be so toxic. You can be constructive without being toxic.
Constructive.
So-
Yes, exactly.
Definitely check it out. Give us your opinions. Hopefully you're excited for Crystal Stars like us. I understand if you're not. So yeah, as Chad said, you should definitely vote with your wallet. So if you're not happy with the way Destiny 2 is right now, and after reading that blog post tomorrow, you're still not
Hold it
happy
back.
how the future is gonna be heading into, then just don't get the DLC, man. Just yeah, just there's a lot of good
You know
games.
what-
There's
you know what
Fortnite.
it
There's
You know,
PUBG.
You know what it was? I could hear
Monster
your
Hunter's
the
coming
veins in
out.
your head.
There's
Just like
Marvel
going off
versus
and
Strike
like,
Capcom
oh my god,
Infinite.
that's
There's-
gonna happen.
oh my god, not Counter Strike. But there's a lot of good games out there for you to play. Yeah, I mean, a lot of other things to do. Get a new hobby.
Okay, looks
go,
like it's different people. It's Matt, Marco,
take a boxing
Peter,
class.
and Ace.
Go join a hiking group. Maybe read
played
more.
with Marco
Maybe catch up
before.
on all your TV shows. Like right now, you
Actually
should
doesn't seem too bad.
watch all of
Wonder
Crisis
who Peter was.
on CW.
I forget.
It was pretty good. Catch up on your
really?
shows. Watch The Punisher.
wanted
Didn't
to?
finish that yet.
Whoa.
Whatever it is,
I don't
there's
like
more to
this.
life than just Destiny. And
Whoa.
if you're not happy with Destiny right now, then just find something else to do.
That's some good advice. Great advice.
Great advice.
You join it.
But anything you would like to say before we end the day?
I don't think so. I think Oh, I was going
Good.
to.
No final
Are
words
we
to
not?
say.
We're
No,
not
like,
gonna do
oh,
it?
I got one shotted by this
What are we gonna
monster.
do?
Oh.
1v1?
Oh,
I think it's fresh. No. I don't want to. I'll let the people that are gonna be playing Monster Hunter. I'm just gonna let them find out what I experienced.
First hand.
The whole first 30 minutes of me playing the game and even longer. So, you guys have fun out there, man.
Yeah, make sure
Monster
you
Hunter
get that
coming
beta. Try it out.
Beta.
And as Chad really wanted to say, get some vitamin D, motherfucker. I don't know how to describe it.